Hello guys, thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel if you're new or if you're returning. Today I wanted to talk about Chiron. Now there's a lot of debate going on about whether Chiron is an asteroid or a little unofficial planet or whatever the heck he is, but one thing is for sure, nobody's questioning this. He is a very powerful whatever the heck he is. And on July 1st, or the last day of August, whichever part of the world you're in, he went retrograde. And to understand how this affects you, you have to understand what he is and what kind of energy he carries. So today I'm going to get into that. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer. The story that is pretty legendary here with Chiron is that his mother was a nymph and his father was a god. And his father really liked his mother back when they first met, before he was born, but she did not like him. So, in an attempt to make herself unattractive to this god, she changed herself into a horse. But then he changed himself into a horse too, because he was a god and he had that power. So that didn't really work. And then they got together and they had a baby that was half horse and half man, what we know today as a centaur. But in this time period, centaurs had not yet come into existence. Chiron was the very first centaur. So when his mother gave birth to him, she was horrified and shocked and abandoned him. And he was raised by the gods. So all of his life he had severe childhood abandonment issues that he eventually learned how to heal himself of, due to the gods that he was around that helped raise him. And that is how he turned into a natural healer, such as myself. And at one point in time, throughout his life, I'm not sure exactly what age he was when this happened, he got into an argument with Hercules, the other half man, half god. And Hercules shot him in the leg with an arrow. And although at this time he was a very powerful healer, and he could heal any sorts of emotional issues or energy type of healing, he could not heal himself of the arrow wound on his leg. And so for the whole entire rest of his life, he suffered with this leg injury that he could not heal. And this is very important when you're trying to understand the type of energy that affects us with Chiron. This is the reason why he is known as the wounded healer. Because although he was a very powerful healer, he did not have the power to heal himself of this leg wound from the arrow that Hercules shot at him. And so for the rest of his life, he became very, very good at compensating for this injury. He could never get rid of it, and it was with him for the whole entire rest of his life. But he became very, very good at compensating for it and learning how to work around it. And this is the kind of energy that Chiron brings to us. He brings up for us all of our biggest struggles, and he brings up all of our childhood wounding, our inner child wounding and our core wounding. So this is a lot of energy here, and a lot of healing. So for you guys who may have been since the month of July began, for those of you who have been struggling with inner child issues, the feelings of abandonment, of why did this happen to me? Why am I deserving this? I'm not deserving this. And all sorts of, like, poor me. Why did this have to happen? I don't understand why it had to happen. From stuff that has happened in your past, particularly your childhood. And what I've really been sensing with a lot of people, especially twin flames that I have been talking with, is self-worth issues related to things that happened to them in their past and especially their childhood right now. All of this stuff is coming up for them, and it's all very important for us to work through in our ascension process and in our twin flame process. And right now, the energies of the universe and the energies of Chiron being in retrograde right now, where he will be until the beginning of December. I'm not sure exactly what date, but somewhere in the beginning of December is when he will go direct again. So until that time, we are being called to heal ourselves from any types of behaviors that we have had from our childhood, or from anything that has happened to us in our past that makes us feel as if our self-worth needs to be reevaluated, or if we've had, as I was saying earlier, like a poor me type of attitude about things that have happened to us. It's time for us to heal those. And I don't want to get into it right now because it's quite late where I am. It's actually midnight and I have to be up for work in the morning. But in an upcoming video, I will be doing a healing session for all of us, myself included. It's what I'm really feeling called into doing. And also, I have some news for people. I have set up a healing page on Facebook where all of my services and prices are at. I do a lot of twin flame counseling. My services for that are on my page as well, and I will put the link for my page on this YouTube video so you can find it. And I'm really stepping into my twin flame divine goddess power, stepping into my core being. And over the process of pretty much this whole year so far, I have been discovering that my soul, the core essence of my being, is a natural born healer. And I am really feeling called to start making healing YouTube videos. And probably for those who are interested, I will be making private healing YouTube videos just for you. I'm not sure what my prices for that will be since I haven't started doing it yet, but if you are interested, most definitely let me know and I will see what I can do for you. It is my utmost pleasure to be of assistance to all of those twin flames and for all paths, twin flames or not, to be able to provide Reiki and crystal healing for you all, and to be able to assist you in any part of your life that you need, to provide you with tranquility and peace, and teach you how to find your inner voice and your inner self, to provide healing for you in any aspect of your life that you need, and to provide any sort of assistance that you might need at this time. It is my absolute pleasure to be able to do this for those who are in need, as it is my heart's utmost desire and my soul's core essence, my mission in life, to be able to do this for people. I absolutely love it. And I really, really, really hope that people take me up on my offers on my page and allow me to be of service to them. I am looking forward to connecting with all of you, those who might need my services. I do Reiki with crystals, I do animal Reiki, I do distance Reiki, I do a 3-hour session for twin flames for counseling, and it can be either via video or via private YouTube video, or it can be Facebook Messenger on camera or otherwise. Whichever way works for you, it works for me. And I do a 1-hour twin flame counseling session, and also a 30-minute for follow-up or for those who are pretty much on their way, but just need a little bit of help. And as I said, it is my utmost pleasure to be of assistance, to be able to provide healing and tranquility and harmony to all of those who are in need, to be able to help you find your inner guidance and get in touch with your soul and your heart, and to heal yourself. For all of us have the power to heal ourselves, we just don't know it yet. All of us are basically a Chiron. We all basically have the power to heal our bodies and heal our minds. That's just that society tells us we don't. But we know better. Or we are learning to know better. And if you would like to know how Chiron affects you personally, for me personally, Chiron in my birth chart happens to fall in my third house in Taurus. So if you would like to get a birth chart done, there are many sites out there available on the web who will do it for free and will tell you exactly what place in your birth chart Chiron falls and whether or not he was direct or retrograde at the time you were born. And that will help you understand the type of energy that he affects you with when he is retrograde and when he is direct. For me, with him being in Taurus, the wound that I have that will never quite heal, that I'm always going to be compensating for due to the Chiron energy, is putting myself in a position to follow my own advice, to walk the walk and talk the talk, to follow my own advice, and to live the life that I tell other people to live. This, for all of my life, has been, will be, will continue to be the biggest challenge of my life. So, for you, wherever, whatever astrological sign Chiron falls into in your birth chart, will bring with it however Chiron affects you personally. He will fall in one astrological site, or sign, not site, one astrological sign, and one house. For me, it's the third house, and I'm not quite sure. I'm still trying to figure out how that affects me personally. But the gist of it that I've got so far, if I'm correct on this, is to reevaluate how Chiron being in Taurus is for me. So reevaluating how I'm living my life, whether or not I'm living it to my highest potential, whether or not I am embodying the advice that I give other people for their lives, whether I am embodying the advice that I give other people for their own twin flame path journey, whether I am living up to my own personal standards for my life. And right now, this very week, this upcoming weekend, for August 14th to whatever date it is the next Friday from then. I don't have a calendar in front of me, so I'm not sure. But August 15th, or no, August 14th to 14th, 15th, depending on what part of the world you're in, to the very next Friday, so 7 days from then. The energy of this upcoming week is bringing us personally into account for things that we're doing in our own life. It is making us accountable for living up to our own highest potential, to following our own advice, to trying to figure out how to put this, to holding our own selves accountable. Certain events will be going on in this upcoming week that will make us realize that perhaps we could be doing a little bit better. Perhaps we could be following our own advice a little bit more. Perhaps we could be better people. Perhaps we're not living up to our highest possible potential. Perhaps we're talking the talk but not walking the walk. Perhaps we need to take a good hard look at certain aspects of our life and figure out how we could be doing it better for our own highest possible good. And we are being held accountable for doing this. Things will be happening in this upcoming week. I can feel this energy where we will be holding ourselves accountable. We will be forced into holding ourselves accountable. Or if we already are accountable, we will be put into a position due to the energies of this upcoming week to hold ourselves more accountable, to figure out what we could be doing better, what we could improve upon, how we could be not just talking the talk, but also walking the walk even more than we already do. And this is the type of energy that we are going to be dealing with for this next week. And I don't believe that it is completely unrelated to Chiron still being in retrograde, because I think that it is actually absolutely related. I believe that it is absolutely related to Chiron being in retrograde. He is making us realize whatever that wound that we will be dealing with for the rest of our lives is, holding our own selves accountable for it, helping us to compensate for it better, to learn how to deal with it better, holding our own selves accountable for upping the ante, basically, on how to cope with how Chiron affects us personally. And basically just... Sorry, I don't make notes or anything. It's all up here in my mind. Perhaps I should. Perhaps that is the one thing I should be held accountable for. So he is in this next upcoming week, from July 14th or 15th, for the next 7 or so days, he is making us become accountable for our own struggles, our own woundings, the Chiron energy where you will never quite be able to fix this one thing in your life, but you will get very good at compensating for it, learning how to work around it. He is bringing us into being accountable for all of this in this next week. He is teaching us how to compensate for it and how to work it in our favor so that we can be the best people that we can be, so that we can hold ourselves to our own highest accountability, so that we can not just talk the talk, but also walk the walk. And he is bringing all sorts of healing energy, but as the universe works, he is not bringing it in just direct healing. The universe works to heal you by bringing up for you the things that you are struggling with. Like the old saying goes, when you pray for patience, you end up stuck in line somewhere, right? The universe doesn't just hand you patience on a silver platter and say, here you are. It makes you learn patience. It puts you into positions in your life where you have to embody patience. Whether or not you're currently feeling as if you are able to embody patience, you will be put into a position where you have to. And this is how Chiron is helping us in this upcoming week. He is teaching us what kind of energy what kind of wounding we have that we have to compensate for and learn to work around, and how we can use this to our highest possible advantage to become the best people that we can be for each other and for our own selves, and how to talk the talk and walk the walk. So I highly recommend for anybody who is resonating with this to get a birth chart done. There are many great sites out there that do this for free, and I'll leave a link to a couple of my favorites on this video so you can do that, as well as the link to my healing page on Facebook, so you can check that out too if you would like to. And I would look forward to connecting with you on there, to being of service to you, to provide any sort of healing for your body, your mind, or the soul, to provide you with twin flame guidance and counseling, to provide harmony, tranquility, peace, and love to all aspects of your life that don't currently have it. And it would be my utmost pleasure to be able to be of assistance to you and for you in whatever way that you need it most. Just let me know, and I'm sure we can figure out some sort of way of making it happen in accordance to your own highest possible good. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope you subscribe. I hope you check out my healing page on Facebook. And I hope that you get a natal chart done, or a birth chart, whichever way you want to call it, same thing. And figure out where Chiron falls in your birth chart, in what sign, in what astrological sign, and in what house, so that you can best live up to your own highest possible potential in this upcoming week, because this energy is very important for our twin flame process and for our ascension process. Whether or not you are a twin flame, you are going through a ascension process in your life. And so that you will know exactly how Chiron will be affecting you personally, and how you can learn to work around how Chiron affects you, so that you can work with the energies of the universe that are happening this week, because it is very important for us to learn how to do this. The ascension process is all about learning how to deal with the universe's energies, learning how to connect to it and work with it, not against it. Love, light, blessings, and namaste. Good night or good morning wherever you are. Good night for me. Talk to you soon. And I am looking forward to making healing videos for you on YouTube, to be able to assist you in any way that you need it. So many blessings and so much love. Namaste.